I want you to imagine my life for a second. I'm a stay-at-home mom living on almost 3 acres of land in California. The house and the land that it sits on are paid for. I am married, and I have been married for 19 years. My husband is the sole income for us. He works hard in the elements all day to get us not only what we need, but a little extra too. We have horses, wolf dogs, and cats. Our land is fully fenced in with a 6-foot cedar privacy fence. We have gardens and a pond, grass and trees we have grown from saplings. We own and operate a tiny, privately funded, multi-faith monastery dedicated to preserving and restoring our old traditions and culture. My husband is active in raising our 14-year-old son. He helps with schoolwork and teaches him how to do the men's tasks around here. My husband brings me flowers often, little meaningful gifts too, and each night, literally every night for the past 4 years, treats me to a $90 leg and foot massage, complete with avocado, coconut, and safflower oil. You see, he is a certified massage therapist also. So, if I have back pain or need therapy for injury or overworking, he is there with either his table or chair and magical healing hands to set me back right with my body. He is great with energy work as well, and can bring me into complete alignment with the brush of his hands. We sleep together every day, every night, still wrapped up in each other, heart to heart. It's almost like the little dip under his collarbone is made for me. My head just falls right into place there. He takes me out to dinner from time to time and takes care of many of my duties during my moon time. I might as well not be present anyway when in that state. I swear I can't remember anything, and I just screw everything all up. We spend time together here, too. Watching movies or YouTube, learning together, reading together, gaming together, whether it be Nintendo, board games, or card games. We have a rummy game that's been going on since our honeymoon. Most of this is done as a family, but we still make time for each other. We have incredible intimacy, sometimes in the middle of a workday. We will just lay there together in ecstasy, unaware of how busy everyone else is in the Western world. I have a really great relationship with my son. He is a good and honorable boy, and we are great friends as well. We can talk for hours about gaming or relationships and life, media, trends, movies, YouTubers. You name it, we are on the level. That being said, he has his own very strong Gen Alpha personality, and I'm so glad that he's comfortable enough to call me on my shit if I am wrong or acting inappropriately. I still have a lot of fire, and he isn't afraid to voice his dislike over something. Often it changes nothing. He still has to buck up, but I like that he isn't afraid to speak up about it. I love that he still does his duties, grumbling all the way. He still does them, regardless of how he feels. I nap frequently, almost every day, and I can go outside among the plants and animals and write to my heart's content. In the summer, I can play in our pool with our son, or just relax in the shade and the grass by myself. We live a joyful, spiritual life, and I am truly blessed. However, I paid for this life. I pay for it still. Allow me to explain how and what it took and takes to have a life like this. I guarantee you have an image made up in your mind that looks nothing like my reality. That's okay though. I'm going to give you the secret. The down payment. The down payment of this transaction was my virginity, my purity and commitment thereof. I was 19 when I first met my husband, and I didn't think myself prudish. In fact, it was me who suggested rather naively that we just be friends with benefits. I still remember his smirk and that slow headshake. I didn't hold much stock outside of my order on the importance and weight of virginity. I didn't want marriage, and I didn't want children. And he didn't accept that, and though he never pressured me, he wouldn't go away either. Just ever present in case I needed him. When we finally did sleep together, I knew I was done. I would never be the same, and I would never find what I found in him that night in any other person, even if he held back. It is the moment we became spiritually married. I committed myself to him, and well, here we are. there is no stronger connection or better sex than that with your divine union. The early payments. The first payments consisted of this: my continued loyalty, standing by him when others tried to drag him under and slam his name. My commitment to ensure that he stepped up into his place again and again, helping to break down generational traumas and rewire a healthier way of processing the world. I can't even say that I loved him really at that time. I was just doing what I was told to do, not by friends, families, or elders, but by the Aten, by God. I married him, first by hand fasting, and then legally against the advice of my family. I took a leap of faith. I stood by him through addiction and alcoholism, but I didn't put up with it. We were separated for a year while he sorted stuff out, but I was still with him in spirit, in prayer, in fidelity, because I was told to be. I knew that someday he would be stronger for it, that he would someday rescue me from my own traumas. I saw the man that he was to be. I could feel it in him, and it was worth the risk. The continued payments. I continue to be devoted and faithful. I have stepped down out of my masculine, for the most part, and he has stepped up into his, for the most part, and continues to flourish. Each time he steps up, I step down. He did end up rescuing our family when I was unable to keep leading. He stayed and picked me up out of the dust when everyone else, including my own blood family, left me to die with my young son. He has more and more given me the ability to trust, and so I show my appreciation. I raise our son with diligence. I make 80% of the meals. I make our own clothes and minimize the cost of living so that he does not have to work in the city, for Caesar, as we say. I work out the knots in his shoulders and neck from the heavy work that he does for us. And every Sunday I provide skin and hair care, because this is the desert, and the desert is harsh. I help him through his remaining traumas, and then I submit and let him reclaim his position as my king. I work to amplify his purpose and shepherd the family to righteousness and virtue. He leads the family, I shepherd them back onto the trail. I have been managing 4 YouTube channels for about a year now, hoping to get monetized to spread the word, the work, the way, and maybe help expand and improve the monastery and buy some extra things for the family. I swallow my fears and insecurities after voicing them, sometimes loudly, and just know that the Most High has my back. I continue to be righteous and virtuous to the best of my ability, so that I have the moral high ground, so that, if anything ever happens in the future, I can be sure of my part to play in it. I stand securely knowing that there is a special punishment reserved for those who mess with a woman like me. Why? Because I have been told so. I continue to pay for this life by continuously cultivating feminine energy and skills. I keep myself fit and healthy, and I care about my physical appearance. I only wear eyeliner for makeup as it is spiritually and culturally important to me, and just focus on keeping my skin and hair care natural and healthy, which is why I also make my own skin, nail, and hair products at home, using ingredients that can be eaten. So in short, if you want a truly minimum stress life filled with love, appreciation, and good memories, then you have to do what you are told. Not by family, not by friends. Goddess, not because of the government. Never from the government. Not even by the church. Do as God tells you, as divinity tells you. It has been written in 1,000 different texts, and luckily, through the gift of discernment, we can tell what is true and what is not. Beyond that, each of us has our own personal connection to God and spirits. Ask what should be done in your situation. Pray and meditate on strength as well as clarity. Be reasonable. Don't just throw at a good man because of some bad times. My husband and I had knockdown, drag-out fights in our early years, always instigated and fueled by me, and alcohol was involved, as was painkillers. He lied to me, stole from me, spent money that I desperately needed to raise our young son, but something higher kept telling me to hold on, and Goddess, I am so glad that I did. I know that every situation is different. True abuse is a deal breaker, as is infidelity. The rest can be worked through and should be worked through. Sometimes God will not want you to be with a person. He won't want you with a person who is going to inevitably take you further away from Him. The whole point is to get closer to God through a divine union here on earth. You will have signs there too. You will be told what to do still. You just have to listen. You have to read the signs, not just see the signs. You have to walk the path, not just know the path. Thank you everyone for listening. Be sure to check out my class on YouTube, The School of Basti, for more feminine skill building. May Basti be with you. Come what may. Namaste.